You know, there's a bone in your body you probably never give a second thought to, but it's one of the most unique and important you've got. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the body's unsung hero, the collarbone.
All right, let's kick things off with a little pop quiz. Out of all 206 bones that make up your skeleton, which one do you think breaks the most often? You might be thinking a finger, maybe a toe, but the real answer is probably going to surprise you.
Okay, here's a hint. Go ahead and try to feel it right now. If you just trace your finger from the top of your shoulder in towards your neck, you'll feel that long, hard ridge right there. That's because this bone is subcutaneous, which is just a fancy way of saying it sits directly under the skin. And that, my friends, is the clavicle.
That's right, the clavicle, or as pretty much everyone calls it, the collarbone. And seriously, don't let its skinny appearance fool you. This little bone is a total powerhouse with a massive job to do.
So what makes it so weird? Well, for starters, think about it. Nearly all your long bones, in your arms and your legs, they all run vertically, up and down. But the collarbone? Nope. It's the only one that lies horizontally, like a little brace spanning the top of your chest. It's kind of the rebel of the skeleton.
But just being horizontal? Oh, that's just the beginning of what makes this bone so special. The clavicle is basically a record holder, a true Hall of Famer in your own body.
Okay, get ready, because this is where it gets really wild. First off, it is the very first bone to start hardening while a fetus is developing. It's also the only long bone that forms from a membrane, kind of like the plates of your skull, instead of from cartilage like most others. Plus, it has two main growth centers, not one, which is super rare, and, get this, it has no marrow cavity. That means it's not in the business of making blood cells. Its one and only job is structure. It's a total biological oddity.
Let's just pause on that first point for a second. The very first bone. Before your skull, before your leg bones, before anything else starts to harden, the collarbone is already on the job. That just tells you how absolutely fundamental it is to our body's blueprint right from the very beginning.
So, with all these strange and unique features, what does the collarbone actually do? Well, its number one most important job is to act as the body's strut.
And what's a strut? It's a simple but brilliant piece of engineering. It's a support beam designed specifically to resist pressure and keep two other things apart. You see them in a car's suspension, in the wings of an airplane, and you've got two of them built right into your shoulders.
So the collarbone is really juggling three big jobs at once. First, it acts as that strut, propping your arm out and away from your body. That's what gives you that incredible 360-degree range of motion. Second, it's a shock absorber, transmitting any force from your arm safely to the center of your skeleton. And third, it's a critical anchor point for a whole bunch of essential muscles.
Yeah, that anchor point idea is a huge deal. You can think of the collarbone as Grand Central Station for your upper body. It's this major hub where muscles and other bones all come to connect.
And to do that job right, it's not just a straight stick, it's custom shaped. The end near the middle of your chest, the medial end, is all thick and blocky. But the other end out by your shoulder, the lateral end, is much flatter. This specific design is everything when it comes to connecting it all together.
I mean, just look at what hooks in here. Your big chest muscle, the pectoralis major that you use for pushing, it grabs right onto the front. That major muscle in your neck that lets you turn your head, yep, that anchors right on top. Even some of the muscles that help you swallow connect to the back of it. It's absolutely wild how much is depending on this one little bone.
And it's not just muscles hooking on for the ride. The bone itself has to connect to the rest of the skeleton, right? So it links up, or articulates, with the very top of your breastbone and the cartilage of your first rib. It's basically the final piece that completes the whole front of your shoulder structure.
Okay, but let's go back to that second job for a minute, the shock absorber role, because this is where the story takes a dramatic turn. Every single time you trip and put your hand out to catch yourself, all of that force, the entire impact, travels right up your arm and gets funneled directly into this one tiny strut-like bone.
So that brings up a pretty important question. If your whole purpose is to take the hit for the team, you've got to have a weak spot, right? A built-in point of failure. So where is it? Where's the Achilles heel of the collarbone?
The answer is right here. It's at the point where its S-curve changes direction, at the junction between the middle part and the outer part of the bone. That's the spot. All the force from an impact gets concentrated right there. And if something's going to give, that's exactly where it'll happen.
In that one vulnerable spot, well, it brings us right back to our opening question.
The collarbone does its job so perfectly, acting as a strut, absorbing impact, that it often ends up being the fall guy. It's designed to break to protect more important structures in your chest, and that is precisely why the collarbone is officially the most commonly fractured bone in the human body. So the next time you feel that ridge along your shoulder, just remember its incredible story. The first to arrive, and often the first to break. It's this fragile yet absolutely vital piece of engineering. A silent hero ready to sacrifice itself so the rest of you doesn't have to. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secret heroes are hiding in our bodies, doing these amazing jobs we never even notice?